Good evening and welcome. This is Strong and Sassy here on your Superstation Joy 99.7 FM. It's so nice to be here with you on this very romantic, rainy Wednesday evening. I hope you get home soon if you're still driving, but if you're home, then thank you for choosing us again. So tonight we're talking about. Oh, by the way, my name is Animwaa Anim-Addo, and we will be doing this until 8 o'clock. So today we're talking about weight loss. Last 2 weeks we were talking about plastic surgery and the plastic surgery route when it comes to weight loss and kind of getting the banging body that you've always wanted. But today we're talking about the natural way or the non-plastic way of losing weight and getting healthy, and it's something that a lot of us have struggled with over the years, trying to lose weight. All the different things from Ascot to Atkins to intermittent fasting to no carbs to portion control. Hopefully by the end of the conversation tonight, if this is something that you've wanted to do, you'll have a bit of a better idea of the kind of plan that you want, so that we can make it happen. I guess 2023 should be the year that you achieve your weight loss goals. So once again, you're warmly welcome, and thank you so much for choosing us. This is Strong and Sassy. So tonight I have three guests who have never been on the show before. So three new guests, which is always exciting when we have a new squad. We have Benedicta Keswa Addo. She's a registered dietitian. Hello, Benedicta.
Hi.
You okay?
Yes.
All right. And then we have Winifred Mensah, who's a fitness coach and the manager of Bloom Sip Fresh Juice. Hi, Winifred.
Hi.
And then we have Eukaria Dufie. She's an entrepreneur. She's joining us by Zoom. And she is our story for tonight. So she has lost a lot of weight. I'm told she has 5 kids. I don't know how much weight in kilos she lost, but we're going to put her picture up. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, we're going to put her picture up so that you can see the difference. So we would love to know how she did it. And then from how she did it, we will speak to the professionals and then, kind of take the lessons from that and help you and me to do it as well. So, Eukaria, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, madam. Thank you.
Can you hear us?
Yes, please. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So, how many kilos in total did you lose?
Wow. From 120 to 74.
No.
Yes.
Wow. I have died and gone to heaven. I can't believe that. I was 120 like 3 years ago. And I've never dreamed of going from 120 to anything below 90. But 120 to 74.
Yes,
That's 26.
Lifestyle.
46 kilos.
Yes. 46 kilos, yes.
And how long? Like, how long did it take you?
Yeah, it took me for 3 months. Yeah, that's 90 days.
3 months. 3 months.
Yes.
Is that doable?
Are you
Is that
surprised?
doable?
Yeah, it's possible.
3 months. 3 months. Like
Oh, yeah.
3 months here on earth. 90 days.
Yes, with active lifestyle.
Did you eat at all?
I do eat.
Wow. Okay, let's I can't believe it. I was expecting to say like 2 years or something, but I was not
no.
expecting 3 months. So how did you do it? Walk us through the process of how you did it.
Okay. Thank you. The name once again is Eukaria Dufie, a mother of 5, and yes, my journey for my weight loss. As I said, I used to weigh 120 kgs, and now I'm 74 with active lifestyle. But when I was overweight, I was having a lot of health challenges. Okay,
70.
menstrual challenge, signs of stroke, and then severe waist pain. And then I met a friend who told me to change my lifestyle. So I asked her, how can I do that? She started. She advised me to take my lunch, my breakfast seriously. Okay, she told me skipping breakfast will never help me. And by skipping breakfast is helping me to gain excess weight. All the time. I said, wow, okay. Sorry. So she continued advised me to take enough water by sipping. Okay. When you take enough water by sipping it, it helps you a lot. And then he asked me,
Eukarya's Zoom connection is a bit.
give my body. I'm sorry. So she told me to do these 4 things. And
Okay, Eukarya, 1 second. Can you run us through the 4 again? Because the connection was bad. So we got the take breakfast seriously and the sip water, but we missed the other 2.
And then and then exercise. Continue exercising my body. Okay, and then giving my body rest.
Okay.
Yes.
So breakfast, water, exercise, and rest.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you eat? What were the kinds of things that you ate? Okay, Eukarya's connection is not great, and we're talking to her on Zoom because she had to go to Kumasi quickly. But really interesting story. I mean, and we'll come back to her when we get the connection. But obviously, I mean, I'm coming to you, Winifred, because I cannot understand. I cannot. Like 40 something kilos in 3 months. What would it take?
She's coming to you. Okay, so a lot of things go into weight loss. So her body type is one. Her lifestyle, like the diet she mentioned, she exercising and taking a lot of water also counts. And genetics also count.
Okay.
Yeah. That's these are some of the things that go in play when it comes to weight loss.
Okay. Because I know people who've struggled with it for years.
Yeah.
But I feel like if anybody who's trying to lose weight felt like I could do it in 3 months, they would.
Everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like if you could do it 3 months, I'm okay. I'm sacrificing all of this 3 months. I'm done.
Yeah.
But it always seems like a very long journey. So I'm really wondering what the variable is that makes it possible for some and not possible for some. So you feel like it's genetics.
That could be one, and her body type as well.
What do you mean by body type?
There are different body types, 3 basically. So the ectomorphs, mesomorphs, and endomorphs.
Oh, I saw this category thing on TikTok a few months ago. It's a relatively newish.
No, it's been there since. Yeah,
but yeah, I the guy who was talking about it was like, oh, it's a relatively new.
No, it's been there since.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Yes, so ectomorphs.
Ectomorphs.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me describe. So they are the kind of people that would eat and you won't see them gaining weight.
I hate those people. I hate those people.
But then when they tend to gain weight, they can easily lose it when they work consistently on it.
I hate them even more. It's not fair. But Abeku is one of them.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's ectomorphs. And then there's...
The endomorphs are the really big ones. They're really, let me say, fat ones. Mm-hmm. When you see them, you see that, okay, this one has a lot of fat. They come out big.
Okay.
And those ones find it difficult losing weight.
Okay. I can relate to that. And what else
the mesomorphs are in between.
Okay, so it's kind of like the ectomorphs are on one side, skinny, skinny and annoying.
Yeah.
Then the mesomorphs are in the middle, and then the endomorphs are the ones who are just fat and struggle to lose weight.
Yeah.
I see. So how important is it to know? I mean, obviously, I feel like those who have problems would be the mesomorphs and the endomorphs.
Yes.
Or even more the
Yes, yes, the mesomorphs and the endo, yeah, and then the ectomorphs when they want to gain a little flesh on the skeleton.
Okay.
Sorry, but yeah.
No, it's fine. No, I mean, feel free. This is like a free,
Yeah.
honest conversation, so no worries.
Okay, so that for some people are really skinny. They want to gain some flesh on the body, and then they find it very difficult.
Wow, that would be an amazing problem to have. I'm skinny and I'm trying to get anyways. So how important is it to know where you fit in, and how much does that like actually determine how you get the weight loss plan? Because we're always told less calories in and then exercise, and then obviously you lose weight. People make it sound very easy, like, oh, don't eat as much and exercise, you lose weight.
Okay, so knowing where your body type falls, you know how good your metabolism will be.
Okay.
If it's very fast, if it's moderate, or very slow. But knowing that, you'd have patience working out, and then you won't give up along the line. You're not, okay, I am an endomorph. I need to put in a lot of work. It may take me a year or two, but then this is me. Okay, but when you're an ectomorph, and then let's say you want to gain, because most of their problems are gaining the weight.
Let's not talk about them.
Okay, all right.
Because honestly, I mean,
Okay, and then the mesomorphs, they don't find it so difficult
to gain or lose is kind of just
in between. So depending on your lifestyle, you can easily gain, easily lose. Yeah.
okay. So what is it that makes you one of these three? Like, what is it? Is it inherited? Is it your lifestyle over the years? Is it, what exactly is it that puts you in any one of these three categories?
From what I know, you are born with it. So you could
Okay.
have siblings that so amongst my siblings, I have one that's an ectomorph.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so I won't say, well, is it genes?
Maybe it seems to be something you come with.
Yes. So once you know who you are, how you come, you just have to love what you are, love who you are, and then work with what you know.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like we've learned something new today. So it helps if you kind of know what group you belong to, so that you don't like get upset with Eukarya, who has lost 40 something kilos in 3 months.
Yeah.
If you've been on the journey for about maybe a year or two, but Eukarya is back on the line. Right. Okay. Eukarya, sorry. So you were telling us about the things that you did.
Yes,
Okay. So please go ahead.
thank you. Yes, and by doing so, I'm looking good, and I want to say a lot of people try to lose weight by using some, I'll call it concoction, lime, ginger, and those stuff. They are not healthy, and it is not good for our system. So it's all about lifestyle. Okay, when you change your lifestyle, you live longer, and it will help you get your actual weight you desire. Okay, you take your breakfast by 2 hours. You wake up from bed. You take enough water by sipping, doing exercise, and giving your body rest will give you whatever your body shape you want. Okay, and you stop going for pills and those stuff which are very dangerous for our health. Okay, so this is what I did, and now I'm looking good. I stopped going to hospitals, and from those uncalled for things, I was trying to lose weight by putting it inside me. Now I look good and very active too.
So what did you eat?
Thank you. I took light food. It depends on your activities that can determine the food you should eat. For instance, someone who works at the office, the person is supposed to take light food because being there, you spend all your time working at the office. So eating something that contain a lot of calories, you cannot
Eukarya.
burn that calories that day.
Eukarya, hello.
Yes.
Please, what do you mean by light food, though? Because everybody's
Okay,
light
light
food is
food.
different.
Yes, like something lighter, something like porridge in the morning, especially that abrokoko with a lot of fiber. Okay.
White cocoa, because I was eating white cocoa. It's white cocoa with sugar and milk and granuts and buffaloes and bread.
Yeah. Do you know what I did? Um, my sister, my friend advised me when I'm taking that cocoa, that white one, I should not put sugar because the food itself is sugar, so I should not add sugar in it. And even if I'll add bread, I go for brown bread or wheat bread. Okay, small slice bread. So when I take it, I take enough water and then I add small fruit. So I wasn't on diet, but he advised me to be careful for whatever I put inside my body. So when I go in for that as breakfast, I make sure even kose attached to it. At least I'll be okay. Okay, and then in the afternoon I take heavy meal. At my if I will eat by 4 p.m. I'm supposed to finish eating like small fufu and then small soup. Okay, yes, and I do the exercise in the morning and evening vigorous because I getting stroke there. Now I have to be very careful. A mother of five, and then looking like a balloon. So I took every advice she gave me. Okay. So taking some light food in the morning is better for you, especially those who are in the office. If you are running, going up and down, take healthy meals, okay, so that you can burn it because of your activities. So people don't know what they take. Someone takes carbohydrates food more at the office. How can that calories burn for you that day? And you be gaining unnecessary fat, and then you become so overweight. And someone who is going up and down will be taking cocoa in the morning, and that person will be also going lean. So we check on that also.
Okay. All right. You carry. I'm gonna come into studio for a second. So, Benedicta, you had a lot of comments to some of the stuff. So let's start with the drinking of the lime and water.
Okay.
Because that's a thing. I mean, that's the thing. There's the lime water. There's the apple cider, lime water. There's the ginger. I think turmeric. All these things are on TikTok. I see them all the time. What's your take on that?
So, as a professional, let's start from the rationale behind it. Okay, as human beings, we are built, right? And what are we built with? The food that we eat. So, if you eat something, it's the nutrients from the food that is literally building you.
Okay.
So you mentioned something about calorie deficits. So you're eating less, etc. So let's just use like money for an example. Let's say your daily expenditure is 2,000 cedis, and then I always give you 4,000. You can't spend more than 2,000. That means every day you have an So
I get what you mean. Just
so every day we have an excess of 2,000,
which is
at the end
not
of the
used.
week we have
10,000 working or 14,000.
perfect. So over time we become billionaires, right?
Yes.
Let's come to the body.
I like that. So we are billionaires in weight because we have
in fat cells.
Yeah, in fat cells.
Yes.
Okay. That
So
makes a lot of
if you're
sense.
eating, you have to. There's something called your metabolic rate, basal metabolism.
Okay.
So at rest, there's an amount of energy we all expend. If you
Okay.
say today is a lazy day, I'm just going to be in bed. There's an
Okay.
amount you expend, and then when you do any extra thing, there's an amount that's is added up.
Okay.
Great. So let's say your basal metabolism is 1,004.
Okay.
And then you're in the office, like Auntie was saying, you don't do anything, and you're eating like 3,000 calories a day. You have so much excess to be storing as fat.
Okay.
Then over a period, the weight.
You're a billionaire.
No, but everybody knows that the weight comes in bits. like you're size 8, and then your 8 is getting tighter, then you're 10, and the
It's
next
getting
thing you're
tighter.
14.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
all see it happening, but
Yeah.
then we don't really pay attention. So that's the rationale. That's where it starts from.
Okay.
Whether you're an endomorph, an ectomorph,
Yeah.
mesomorph,
Yeah.
that's where it starts from. Some studies have said genetics and all that, but even with genetics, if you don't have the exposure, there are people in, pardon my language, hunger-stricken countries who have these genes. Just because they don't have access to the food, they are not expressing those genes.
Okay.
So it all goes back to your
Food.
intake. Yes. So what's the rationale behind the lime and the apple cider, etc.? Then they are dwelling on satiety. Okay. All of them will go like a liter of it or a big jar. So if you are drinking so much before your breakfast, you are certainly going to cut back on portions. Okay. Some of them are also dwelling on the fact that some of these substances have hunger suppressing properties. Like the madder in apple cider has been shown to. But these things are in very, very minute quantities. And when you set your mind to something, like I've bought apple cider, maybe 100 cedis and something, that 1 week you will not even feel hungry because the excitement and everything, and so it all dies off, and then we are back. So we think about things that are sustainable. Okay, so that is not like into states of depression. Today you're plus 2 kg, the next minute you're plus 5, the next minute you've lost 3. So it's like excitement, depression. It's really not healthy. So the target is sustainable weight loss. That is not going to affect your health. Okay. As a matter of fact, in the hospital setting, if you're losing more than 10% of your actual weight when you're not doing so much, then there's a health challenge somewhere. There's a condition called hyperthyroidism, where your thyroid gland is producing so much of some hormones that increase metabolism. So people like that lose so much in a short while, and then investigations must go on. Healthy weight loss is not plenty, like a kilo, right? In a week is healthy, sustainable weight loss.
Yeah, but then you see, when you're doing it like that, it makes the whole thing long. Because I feel like as human beings, when you see results, then you are motivated.
So that's why I tell people, you don't have to check your weight every morning. Somebody has a scale by their bed.
No, I need to understand in the morning what I'm going to be hungry for. Because if I what I mean, if you want to be hungry, that Monday I was hungry, Tuesday morning when I go on the scale I've lost 2 kilos. Then it makes sense. The hunger
made sense.
But otherwise, I should be hungry and I shouldn't check what the reward for my hunger has been. Then it becomes a bit, I mean, if you're talking about motivation, which I feel is one of the reasons why people don't get off.
So I always say, set targets with your clients. We set targets. So our target is maybe 10 kg in 3 months. We are spreading it across, so that's like the least we are looking at. People lose weight differently. As a matter of fact, it's very easy to lose a lot of weight in the first 2 weeks. You can have clients losing like 8 kg first 2 weeks, and then they plateau. There's something called the plateau phase. In tree, at that phase, nothing is happening. Because then your body is literally resisting all the effort. So if you have a coach,
because it's trying to keep you alive, it's like
your body thinks something is wrong.
Why are we not eating?
Why is everything changing? What if there's hunger and your body allows you to lose all the weight?
Then you'll die.
Perfect. So the body too has its own adaptive mechanisms. Let's note that being healthy is not just about your weight. I think we get it wrong from that aspect. You can be slim and have so many other health. I'm not saying every slim person is
we get it.
But if you use certain means, and then imagine losing so much weight, so your body stores a lot of toxins in fat cells.
So when
you lose all that at once, you are exposing all the toxins your body could not handle in the past to it at once. So issues with your liver, we can read about these things. So we always want to talk about healthy weight loss, sustainable weight loss. The concoctions is fancy. Everybody's holding a bottle, yellow, green,
names on it,
and then they've chopped strawberry. I'm like, why don't you just eat the strawberry? After chopping it in, you're not going to eat it. You see,
it's flavoring the water.
Then all the nutrients you discard it at the end of the day. So why don't we rather incorporate the fruit
and just drink the water?
Perfect. And then work on portion control, which no one wants to hear, but so there are so many things. I'm sure we will talk about it as we go on.
So Winifred, exercise or diet? Which one is more important? Please don't tell me the both of them.
Oh, I was
Definitely,
both of them.
definitely. There's one that is more when it comes to weight loss. Which one is more?
Okay, so
if you could focus on
researchers
one.
have said it's 80% what you eat and 20% your activity. So
Okay. So more what you eat than the activity,
Yeah.
which gives us some comfort, because the idea of exercising, dear, it's
that's
very
like,
hectic.
That's like the cherry on top or the icing on the cake.
Well, and the question is, what is exercise? You know,
Okay.
it's not just about wearing the trainers and all that and hitting the gym. I'm sure she'll give us a lot more insights. Even walking around the studio is activity.
Is active. Okay.
You know,
Yes, so-
jumping is activity.
Okay, so yeah, people get these two wrong: physical activity and exercise. Some would say, "Oh, I woke up this morning, I cleaned my room, I've exercised, I'm fine." But no, that's just physical activity.
Cleaning your room is not exercise.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Walking
Is sex
about in
exercise
time? No, it's not exercise.
at all?
No, fuck it. From
From
Like,
a
no
professional
matter what-
point.
no, from the best of my knowledge, it's no. I don't know. Maybe there's a new study. Maybe there's a study somewhere I've not seen or something. But to me, no, it's not exercise.
Oh,
Yeah, you could say, "Oh, I went to town today. I roamed about all of Accra.
go to the markets, Accra,
No, that is
Bibloshi.
not exercise. That is just physical activity.
So it doesn't count.
It counts in
Fats, calorie
yeah,
burning.
exactly. But then exercise is supposed to be structured.
Okay.
It's supposed to be properly planned. You know that, okay, so for the next 3 months, I'm waking up Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, working out for an hour. I have a regimen to follow. That is exercise. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm waking up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to Bibloshi on Monday, Santana on Wednesday, Wadina Market on Friday.
So do you know?
It's structured,
What are
right?
you doing? What are you doing on that day?
We are walking in the
And
market
what is the goal?
to finish our shopping
No.
and lose weight at the same
Killing
time.
two birds with a
So we'll park as far as we can at the car park and then walk. Then we'll stop and buy stuff. It's like intermittent
Walking.
exercise. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're walking fast, sometimes you're walking slow. And then we won't eat whilst we are in the market.
No, that is not exercise. That's just physical activity that may be vigorous. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there are stages of physical activity. So, like, based on how active you are, because if someone who is like, you know, those women who sell, like, they roam, they should lose all the weight.
Yes,
by
but
now.
they don't.
Exactly. So that answers it. So physical
Why?
activity, your body has already adapted and
To
factored
that-
this into your
okay.
BMR. So as in every day you're eating 2 balls of kinky because all those things are factored in your appetites, everything.
Okay.
So when you want to lose weight, then you have to do something extra. So that is when our professionals come in and then they give you the structured things. But if you don't have that freedom, like those in the office again, then you have to, you know, try and then fit in some activity in between your day, which is very much appreciated. But you're not going to be building your gluteus muscles and your biceps with those ones. No.
Yeah, no, you're just okay. So let's start from the beginning. So let's say, and I know like most of my listeners who are trying to lose weight are tired of trying to lose weight, because most people who are trying to lose weight are tired of the trying to. So take us through the simplest way or the simplest approach.
Okay.
So if I came to you and I said, Benedicta, I want to lose, let's say, 20 kilos in the next 4 months. What's
I'm listening.
is it unreasonable?
Okay, so,
20 kilos in 4 months is 5 kilos a month.
a month. So it's realistic.
It is, because
It
you
is
said like a
realistic.
kilo a week.
Yes, so it is realistic.
I was going to say 3 months, but when I looked at your face, I advised myself. So, what would you say? And I come to you and I'm tired. So I don't want the whole emotional.
Yeah.
Because you know, most people who are trying to lose weight have had their emotions tied to their food, and so that's why they're doing all of that. So, like, walk me through the simplest approach.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is,
And then I'll come to you, Winifred. Same question.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to assess your readiness to change. Okay, there should be some before we solve a problem, we should know that we have a problem. So there should be that,
Well, we don't know that we have a problem.
Yeah, so
People who are saying we have a problem,
Yeah,
but
so
we
I'm
don't
going-
have a problem
I'm going to start
with
from
our
that-
problem.
that
So if I
part.
come and I said I don't have a problem with my
It's
problem,
fine. It's
does
fine.
that mean that then you won't?
No, we will still go ahead.
Because sometimes I've met people who are overweight.
Yeah.
They don't have a problem with their being overweight. It's just that, well, my
Overweight.
mother is always talking about it,
Yes.
or my sisters are always talking about it, so I want to lose it. But I myself don't have a problem.
So that's when we have to help you understand that beyond the social definition of what your weight should be like, what are the health implications?
Well, what if I'm healthy? My blood pressure is perfect. my
Great, but in the
cholesterol is
next
fine.
10-20 years, what are
What
the
if I
things-
die before the
You will
next
not
20
die
years?
before the next 20
I'm just saying. I mean, this is like a stubborn
know.
client.
Yeah,
who does,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
I'll be
So,
quiet now.
At this point, we are going to start with the fact that you've come. Just the fact that you walk through the door to see the dietitian means you are ready for change. At least
Okay.
there's some level of willingness. Okay. And then there's a way we talk. We do a bit of psychology. So
Okay.
when a client walks in, their body language alone tells you that this person is tired. And then
Okay.
you know how to handle such a client. And when someone comes in all enthusiastic, etc., you also know how to
Okay.
handle such a client. So we're going to start with a few basics, like something that can help someone listening today. There's something Auntie mentioned on Zoom. She said light food and then all that, and you came in perfectly. Somebody's light food is a cup of tea with a whole tin of milk and 3 eggs. Exactly. So what is light to your body? When we talk about light, we're looking at the calories in the meal, not the weight of the food.
Okay.
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 So you are having breakfast and your breakfast alone is like so much.
Okay.
Starting from there, we are not going to meet our goals. But then the dietitian's goal is to make sure you are full, but then cutting back calories.
Okay.
So we can have a whole plate, like a whole tray of food, and then the calorie is very little. So we don't want our clients to be hungry,
Okay.
not be drinking light things. No, you get it. So we look out for the bulk too. Different food groups have different calorie content. So let's say
Okay.
you have a gram of carbohydrates, it gives you 4 kilocalories. So if it's money, 4 cedis. A gram of protein gives you 4 kilocalories, another 4 cedis. A gram of fat gives you 9 kilocalories.
Okay.
The difference. A gram of alcohol gives you 7 kilocalories.
Okay.
So when we take your diet history and then we identify where that's why we always say those general diets don't work. And a lot
Okay.
of people who have gone on it can tell it doesn't work. So we
Okay.
take your history, identify your specific problems, and then we
okay.
pick it out. So fried foods, energy dense things like these, what we call junk food here. All these things have a lot of calories.
Like buffaloes.
Deep fried things.
Oh.
So all the
okay.
things that are baptized in the oil
In the
before they
oil.
resurrect, and then someone will take tissue and be squeezing
It does. The squeezing doesn't
doesn't
help.
do anything. The
Oh.
oil is in the buffalo.
But some is coming out.
What here is coming out? Let's say you're frying plantain and then you pour maybe 500 ml of oil, and then you fry this your beautiful plantain. By the time you're done, there's no oil in the saucepan, and you alone ate all that plantain. Where is
Which
the oil?
means that you drank the oil
Perfect.
as well.
And then we are saying a gram. So if you have a teaspoon of oil, it is almost close to 1 factory slice of bread, the small factory slice of bread. That's a 60 calories. That the teaspoon of oil is 45. So at the back of your mind, if you are having a tablespoon of oil, which is 3 teaspoons, 45 by 3 is
120,
90,
135.
135. And then your stew, just by looking at it, you have 4. That alone is 135 times 4.
Wow.
That your body is going to metabolize. You get it. So we can start from
It's a
cutting
lot.
back on these oils.
So these are like the hidden calories.
You get it.
Wow.
Alcohol comes in. You get it. And then there's like something called food culture. So you're taking alcohol and has all the meat on the side, right? And you do this maybe every Friday. So you do water diets, cocoa diets, Hausa cocoa diets, oats diets, then Friday.
Hey, you
But when you give the body excess, the body uses it. And another thing we don't know is when you give the body so much at a time, it stores all as fat.
so that the concept of cheat days.
I don't buy into
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I could tell from
At
what you just
all.
said.
I don't
Because if you
buy
eat
into
healthy
it.
6 days and there's one day where you go crazy.
Well, there are some people that don't go so crazy, mind my language, but then crazy is relative. Somebody's cheat day is like a
It's hectic.
whole market day
It's-
shopping.
yeah.
And then you're like, where is all this coming on? They say, oh, excuse me, I use the washroom. it doesn't come out like that. Calories don't come out like that. You get
Oh,
No.
so if we do, so if you do a cheat day and you drink poop tea,
it doesn't come
poop
out
tea,
like
you
that.
know what poop tea
Yes.
is like, and then you the whole night. It's pointless.
As in coach, you're pooping. You're not pooping the food. It's already digested and absorbed. So for some people, when they peg themselves, it gets that bad. But then by the time you take your poop tea like 3 hours after their meal, by that time the banku has turned into something else.
So it's just the waste that's coming out. So it's actually pointless to have in your mind that, okay, I'm going to eat and then drink poop tea.
So some people purge. Like some people literally put their hands in their throats and vomit it all out. So they just eat for the pleasure. And it's an eating disorder when you do it for a long time.
That's
so,
either anorexia or bulimia. I think one of Princess Diana had one of them.
Yeah, that was anorexia. So this is bulimia. Like they binge and then right after they purge. And when you do it for a long time, it affects you psychologically. So that's why I always preach the fact that don't let the weight define your health. Or don't let the weight define you too much. But then it's beautiful to start with accepting that this is not good for me, and then I want to change, and then we take it a step at a time.
I really like the fact that you're talking about the hidden calories.
Yeah.
Because I think that there are a lot of people who are watching what they are eating, but the little things are kind of like, so you know that, okay, in the morning maybe I'm eating egg whites and avocado. But you really fried the egg in some sauteing butter.
And then added the bread to soak the remaining oil.
And then you feel like, oh, I just had 2 eggs for breakfast. But the calories, you might as well have had kinky and fish.
Yes. And then you know one thing in Ghana that is beautiful? I've not had anything from morning. They are like, okay, what did you eat? Oh, I ate 1 meal. Then the person now comes to say, oh, but I had banana, like 5 fingers and some groundnuts. That one is no food.
Okay, wow.
Then, oh, my child was eating biscuits. I had some. And when my husband finished supper, I took the meat and all that is food.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we start appreciating that anything going into your body to nourish your body is food, and your body is going to metabolize it, just that, like the way when someone gives you money, you don't throw it away, you use it, then we understand how to work on our weight.
I remember when a few years ago I was trying to lose weight, and I read somewhere that when you clear the dinner table before, so you clear the dinner table and they are going to wash the dishes and stuff. When you clear the dinner table and the food is on the table waiting to be washed, then you start saying, oh, you didn't eat all your meat. Then you'll be picking. So there was a strategy that we used. As soon as I clear the dinner table and I put the things on the kitchen, I just put liquid soap like all over everything. Otherwise you do end up, if you're trying to diet, then you do end up picking and you don't count it as part of your meal.
Yes.
Because you feel like, oh, this one dear is
bonus. And the tasting.
Fried
fish, you taste 3 in the kitchen before you come and sit at the table. All that is food. You see. And then those people who skip meals, like, okay, I'm not going to have breakfast. I'm not going to have lunch. Then as you've not had breakfast and you're there, then it's tempting you. Then you sip something. Then you come and sit down. You realize that you pick on so many small things that when we actually analyze the calories you're getting from that, it's just too much. If you had even had the meal,
it would have been better.
Yes,
I noticed that as well, because on the days where I actually eat proper food, so have lunch and then have dinner, so it maybe yam in the afternoon and then maybe kinky in the evening, I find that in between then I don't pick. But on the days when you say, oh, today I don't want to eat too much, I don't want to eat, then you realize that you have eaten jenfen, you've eaten all the things in this world.
Passing
everything.
And when I sit in a Cherokee, it's just so like buffaloes. You can be sitting by somebody. You
start pawpaw.
Come again.
You start with pawpaw.
Pawpaw.
Because you are feeling, optimistic. So you buy the pawpaw at the first traffic light.
Is it from experience?
So you start with pawpaw at the traffic light. Then the next traffic light, so you buy some small buffaloes and plantain chips. And the next traffic light, condensed milk toffee.
Oh.
By the time you get to where you are going, you are very full.
And
but you say you haven't had breakfast.
When you get home, you say, I'm not doing supper. So you go and sleep, and then 9 o'clock the drums will start rolling.
Like small tea.
So late night eating fits itself in. So meal timing alone
is very important.
That's a lot for us.
But the thing is, we know all these things, but we don't
practice it.
Anyway, let me come to you, Winifred. So the same way that we've kind of done the basics of weight loss in terms of food. Sorry, before I come to you, you were talking about skipping meals.
Okay.
So what do you think about intermittent fasting?
Okay, so again, we work with evidence-based practice. So intermittent fasting does work for some group of people.
Okay.
There's some people who have certain food cultures that may need such extremes, but then there's not something I'll recommend for everyone.
You feel like it's extreme?
I think it's extreme.
Okay.
And then two, because as you're waiting for the clock to tick, you're thinking about food. Let's say you're doing 6 hours. You're thinking about the food you've cooked for the whole 6 hours. So the moment it's time to eat, you end up
You just, yeah.
you get. And I have dealt with a number of clients, and I realized that they still don't lose so much weight, because when it's time to eat, they do so much at a time. And then in the night, even though everybody in the house knows they are doing intermittent, in the nights they wake up and sneak to eat. So if it's not sustainable, I don't.
So the
think
thing
it-
is sustainability.
Yes.
Because the thing I liked about intermittent fasting is the idea that you're giving your body time to rest. From, I think it's comforting for me. Okay, my body is resting from working.
digesting.
Exactly. But then again, like you said, if it's not sustainable, then
You get it.
Winifred, okay, tell us your own too.
Yeah, so for me too, if someone comes to me saying, "Oh, I want to lose weight," I'll ask the person if they are really sure that's what they really want for themselves, and then I'll ask how that is important to them, because they need to know why they want to go on this journey. If you do not know why, you stop along the line. Yeah, so that's the first thing to do. And then if they really want to lose weight, we sit and plan a workout schedule. So my team and I, we usually get our clients a nutritionist alongside, yeah. And then following this workout routine, we modify as and when we have to, because it can get boring along the line. Yeah, and some people who have tried working out before have interest in some kind of fitness activities. So some people prefer just weight exercises. Others also would want just cardio workouts. But then before that, we'd have to see if your body type requires that you do more cardio or more weights.
Oh God, okay, I get you.
Yeah. And then if your muscles and your joints also allow that,
The cardio.
yeah, and then
Okay.
the weights.
Okay.
Yeah, before we sit. So a lot goes into planning the workouts for an individual, and then we advise that they commit to it.
So what if I come to you and I say that, so Winifred, like in my heart, I really don't want to exercise. So the minimal amount of exercise I can do to, kind of facilitate things along, what kind of plan would that, what would that look like?
For some people, we find activities they enjoy
Okay.
that can expend the amount of energy we want to have
To
at the
let
end
go
of
of.
the day. Yeah.
Okay, so activities like what?
Swimming,
Okay.
tennis, football. I have some clients that love to run. When I get to their house, they're like, "Winnie, let's go running." Yeah. So for them, if they have to do the
Is there
running
any kind of
indoors-
couch exercise, like exercise you can do on the couch whilst you're
yeah,
watching
there's some stretching exercises. There's yoga, there are Pilates. Those ones are
Okay.
indoors, and then they are slow motion and fun, and then they expend.
Are they as effective?
Yeah, they are,
Okay.
and they are
okay.
very good for new moms as well,
Okay.
and people
okay.
with some joint pain.
joints. Yeah, those of us who are getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. Those.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So something like that we recommend for them.
So it's kind of again based on what works for you. But for the body types that you mentioned, so the ecto, meso, and endo, are there different kinds of exercises that work based on your body type, or exercise is exercise?
No, so there are different kinds of exercises that would work more for them, and I don't know how to put it. So there are some people that, let me take an endomorph for instance. Endomorphs will do well burning what's the name? Burning calories with weights
Okay.
and cardio. Weights more than cardio.
Okay.
Yeah, but then some of them would prefer doing cardio. I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to move my body.
Isn't it easier to lift weights than to run?
Come again.
Isn't it easier to lift weights than to run?
It depends on the one.
It depends on. Some people
Yeah.
actually prefer running over.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So cardio weights, and then what about the meso and then the ecto?
So for the ecto, most of the ectos that I've met
Are
they
trying
want
to gain weight.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I think one of our listeners has sent a question about that. Tom from North Kaneshi. He says, "Good evening. I'm ecto. I eat heavy brunch and light supper. I want to gain weight small. So let the dietitian give me filler." So for somebody like that, you won't advise them to exercise.
I didn't get that.
Oh no! So he says he's ecto.
Mm-hmm.
So he eats a heavy brunch and a light supper, and he wants to gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you advise in terms of exercise?
He has to do more weight exercises.
More
less
weights,
cardio.
so that he's building his muscles.
Yeah, and he has to allow time for the muscles to grow.
Does that take long?
No.
No, not too
That's
long.
why you need rest period. That's why you don't have to work out morning, evening, 7 times in a week.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
counterproductive.
Yeah, you
when
need
you're
to, you need
overdoing.
to have time, rest for the body to grow.
Okay.
Yeah, the muscles to grow.
The muscles to
Yeah.
grow. Okay, so what would you tell him, Benedict?
So I think he already says he does brunch and then he does a light supper. So brunch is more like in between breakfast and then
lunch.
So if you're doing brunch, you are likely to skip lunch. And this person has skipped breakfast. You've already skipped 2 meals. So small frequent meals. We can do breakfast, brunch time, do a snack, do lunch, do supper. Then you are consuming more. Then the body has some to store.
Left over.
Then you become a billionaire.
Okay, so then Tom, I guess basically if you want to put on weight, eat more.
Yes, but with caution. Not
Okay.
more like just because it's more than we are eating just anything like junk, because then you can develop other health stuff. So healthy meals, things that will give you consistent release of energy. So like you're doing your fruits, vegetables, yes, but then small frequent meals. I don't know if he has an issue with appetite, but
Okay.
I'll advise he sees a professional. Like I said, individualized plans work
Okay.
better.
And then there was another question about, I think it was from Nick, right? He says you people should talk about losing pot belly, so belly fat. Benedicta, what do we do? Belly fat, the beer stomach.
So when you have that, recently I learned something else. You know, we learn every day that some people have what we call the fatty liver disease.
Okay.
So their pot belly in quotes is because they have an internal thing going on. So start with going to the hospital, get some scans done. Let's find out what you are carrying.
This
Maybe it's a
economy,
baby.
Like I don't understand you.
Oh no, but I'll give
This
the
economy,
general
we are now
tips.
coming to do scan. Like
Don't worry, I'll still give the general tips.
Okay.
But if you can afford, because sometimes there are so many things going
Going
on
on.
in your tummy. There's not everybody's shiny belly that is just fat.
Okay.
So just find out what exactly we have in there. Then we start from there. Late night eating is one of the best friends for pot belly.
okay.
So
So late night is from what time? Ideally, what time should you shut down?
again? So there's no specific time to shut down, but let's say you are doing 5 between meals. So you're doing an 8, you're doing a 12-1, you're doing a 5-6. That means you've done your main meal of the day 5-6. If you're hungry again, you can eat little things like fruits, veggies, soups, etc. But not the case where you're eating like fufu 12 a.m. Then that really is late nights, the energy quantity. Or you're doing like kele willy. And I don't know why all
Cake
these
and ice cream, custard. We can't do those things later.
answered.
Wow.
Because they're energy dense.
Okay.
And getting towards the night, your metabolic rate begins to slow down. It's like you're parking a car.
So it's better to eat ice cream in the morning.
I wouldn't say it's better. It's better to fit ice cream in your healthy regimen. So ice cream is supposed to be a treat. It's a once in a while thing.
It's a main meal for some people.
Yes, but it's supposed to be
Okay.
a treat. So then we want to learn, okay, maybe when I go for a party, when I go out, when I'm having time with my kids. So that it's not like you have a whole bucket of ice cream in your fridge and then when you go out again, ice cream is on the menu. You see.
Okay, so late nights, fruits.
Excessive alcohol consumption also gives the pot belly.
Okay. And then the late night eating, like you said. Wow. That's a lot. So if you eat late at night and then you exercise, does that kind of cancel it out?
I'll give that to Winnie.
Winnie,
I mean,
when you eat late at night and then you exercise?
exercise when? The following morning?
No, as soon as you finish eating.
Okay, so that is why our clients, that's why we work alongside dietitians with our clients.
Okay, so that you know.
So the question has come back to me again.
So yeah. So you can't take one and leave the other. Yeah.
So I'll say again, when you get into the night, your metabolic rate has already slowed down. So when you are eating, what are you eating?
But exercise can make your metabolic rate go up.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of exercise can you do at night so that your body is ready for the midnight eating?
Great. But when you have the mindset that I'm eating, then I'll exercise, that means you are purging. Like the person who will also put their hand in their throat and vomit. And long term, you are going to develop bulimia nervosa and other health issues as well.
Wow, I didn't realize our time was up.
Sorry, I think I'm getting what you're saying. I'm trying to say that. Let's say this is a day I have to exercise, and then my goal is to lose, is to burn 200 calories. But because I know I'll be taking ice cream in the evening, I burn 300 calories.
Yes,
to make
something
up for
like
I
that.
thought you're trying to say.
Yes.
Hello, mom.
But so
What do you
much for what she's saying is like you are indulging so much and then you want to wake up. So I'm assuming you have a 2,000 kilocalorie snack. Do you know how long you have to work out to?
Oh, but Benedicta, I think we have to continue this conversation because we run out of time. And of course, we would love to take your questions and stuff. So we'll see what we'll do about that. But thank you so much for joining us, Benedicta and Winifred. Really enjoyed you guys. We are out of time. I give you 10 seconds.
Oh, I just want to give a contribution. So for the people that are getting depressed along the line, I don't want you to just look at the scale. There are other benefits that come to the weight loss journey. So you can consider the clear skin you are getting, the acne that's going,
The energy,
all of that.
So many other things.
Yes, thank you. The constipation going away. You should consider all of that. And then
I think we'll continue this conversation next week because there are lots of aspects of weight loss that we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about emotions. We didn't talk about comfort, all of that. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm off. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm handing over to Maxwell at Baba for the 8 o'clock, but I'll be back tomorrow morning on the Super Morning Show at 5:50 a.m. Thank you to the whole team, and thank you to you for staying tuned in.